Oh, and we're live. Right. Good evening, everyone. I don't know why I do videos when I'm so blatantly knackered, but I sort of do because I'm excited as well. And there are two things that I just want to let you know about before I clock off for the evening and go and crash out. And those are number one, the Bylines app, and number two, the Bylines Gazette. So, first up, the app. This has been months in development. We had this idea that we've got all these different byline publications from the different regions, Northeast Bylines, Northwest Bylines, Yorkshire Bylines, East Anglia Bylines, West England Bylines, Central Bylines. What if we sort of like had one place where they were all bundled up and you could see the latest articles come out? So we started developing an app for that. It's just been released today. It shot up to number one on the App Store chart for newspapers and magazines, which is amazing and lovely. But essentially, it's an app whereby you can just click all channels and you'll see all the latest news from all of the Bylines Network, plus Byline Times, plus the videos from Byline TV, just all there in the same place. And you just click through and then you can share from that and you can go back. You can see the other new stuff. It's updated every 15 minutes and it's just really clean and simple and fun. But we've all been cock-a-hoop today because it went straight in at number 25, then 14, and then it was in second place. And then we pushed it, and then it's like number one spot. Now, I know that's just kind of like first day launch and, other things are bubbling along. But out of hundreds of different news and magazines apps, there are going to be some others out there pushing their wares at the same time. And it just speaks to the strength of our community that as soon as we drag and drop this in our community, it shoots up above all these New Statesman, Guardian, Times, New York Post, and all the rest. It's just really, really fun to see. So I've been pushing that out on social media. But the main thing is, if you've got, an iPhone or a Mac, go and get it now, check it out, give us feedback, review it, because this is an app for our community that also extends into Byline Times and Byline TV. So it's all there in one spot. And we want your feedback and we want your support and ratings. It's all free. We have developed this for you for free. But it's just lovely and it's fun. So please grab it and check it out. If you are on Android, that is coming next. It is easier to do it in the iOS first because it's simpler, it's cleaner. And our programmer who led on this, Cliff Mitchell, he is brilliant. That's his background, that's his starting point. So we've done it there first, and it was quite some hurdles to get it onto public availability. That's a complete different story, but it went through so many rounds there. Anyway, it's out. Go and have fun with it if you can. It's great. I see people putting up comments. Why haven't you got a Scottish one? And yeah, so that's all coming. We've got 8 at the moment, and they're 8 English regions. The Scottish one is actually planned to be next, Byline Scotland. And we also want to do Wales and Northern Ireland. We also want to do London Boroughs Bylines. What we actually need for all of that is actually more money. So we're trying to get more money in so that we've got a stronger core so that we can actually support more than 8 different publications. So for those of you asking questions about the others, then yeah, someone has said no use design Play Store. Yes, okay. So it's just for the Apple users at the moment, the iPhones and the Macs. If you've got those, go and check it out. If you're Android, hold tight. We're working as fast as we can. We're flogging this. We're at full pelt. We're trying to get it all done. Also, if you're on the Apple one and you get that annoying pop-up saying, agree that we can track or something like that, you have to click yes in order to use it. This is something that we're having some fisticuffs with Apple at the moment because there's nothing that we track within the app. And so we're asking them to drop that stupid pop-up. So if you see that and it annoys you, believe us, it annoys us too, and there's no need for it, and we're making that case. And they fluctuate back and forth on this, but we're going to have it. Anyway, so that's the first item of news. Go and download, if you've got an iPhone, if you've got a Mac, the Bylines app, because we put months of work into this. It's nice and clean and simple, and it will update every 15 minutes as to what's the latest news coming out of Yorkshire Bylines, Sussex Bylines, Kent Bylines, Byline Times, or a Byline TV, or any of the other bylines. It's just, I mean, for me, that I sit there and I'm sort of running this network and I want to know who's putting out what. For me, it's dead useful to stay on top of everything. It is my news app. It is what I live by. And that's because I've been using it since the test phase, isn't it? Right, now, into the next issue, and then I'll go into questions and what you're popping up here in the different chats. No use on Play Store. Let me undo that. Right. The next thing is the Bylines Gazette. And what we started doing 4 months ago was getting the best articles from each of the Bylines networks. So our citizen journalism in the Midlands, in East Anglia, in West England, where have you, and putting them together in a sort of digital magazine so that we showcase the best articles of each region and call that a gazette and ask people to subscribe to that to basically support what we do. A lot of people think, oh, Byline, so you must be funded by Byline Times. We're not. We work closely with Byline Times, but we don't get a penny from them. Separate legal entity. But we wanted to say, right, let's get together a monthly showpiece, and then aside from the regular monthly donations that a lot of people support us with, let's have something that we can give back that's a nice, artistic, beautifully graphic design piece for them to have, those that are really backing us. Anyway, today we just put out our 4th one, and it's beautiful. I love it. The front cover is a black wheelie bin opened up with bottles coming out, vomit on the side, red wine on the side, bottle on the floor. But one of the sides of the wheelie bin is the black door of number 10. Black wheelie bin, black door of number 10. It's like, it's dark, but it's effective. And in fact, every month, and our cartoonist for this is Sir Stand Up. Yes, that's a pun name. Look him up on Twitter at @sdup. This is the 2nd, so we're on the 4th now. So this is his signature style of artwork, and I just want to show you, because this is the one. Oh, actually, here. Oh, that's funny. When we knew that the app was coming along, we did some screenshots and we said, just letting you know that this app is coming along. This is what it looks like. Anyway, so for the 2nd edition, we actually printed this out, lots and lots of copies, and we took this to the Bylines Festival. So just to let you see what it's like inside, this thing is beautiful. Each and every one takes some of the best articles that we've had across the 8 publications and puts them in really beautiful graphic presentation. This one is from East Anglia Bylines and C. And, you know, it's just classy. It's just nice to read. This is the kind of thing that you should have on your coffee table. This is just nice to have. So this is about, you know, the war in Ukraine. So look at that. It's just Ukrainian flag, but dark, no text in the top, just in the bottom. And we've got, you know, all the graphics and stuff throughout it. This is actually the Bylines Network here. Scotland, we want next. And then the other regions as well to fill in the gaps. But this is explaining the logo of the Bylines Network, a red kite, and why a red kite. So what I want to say is that the new one that's just come out, we all get together as a team, and we talk about the artwork, and we talk about the different ideas behind it. We talk about which articles we're selecting, and then the artwork that goes with the articles, and where we can make it innovative and creative. We put in those twists. There's a lot of love that goes into it. And so for those of you that would like to subscribe to it and get it digitally every month, we're asking for just £2, so less than a coffee. And surely for like artwork like this and just the fun of perusing it, surely it is worth that. Of course, you can pay more if you like and you wish to support what we do. But anyway, the long and short of it all is the Gazette, the app, 8 regional publications, less than 2 years old now. This is all really, really taking off, and we're having a lot of fun with it. We're absolutely knackered all the way through, but by God, it's got a lot of flavor, and it's got a lot of fun, and it's got a lot of impact. It has made impact on local councils, on local elections. We've got tons of examples of this, as well as the national level as well. And it feels really good that this has grown out of our community, that started off as the pro-European internationalist activist community. And now we've got our own network of publications. And now we are holding our local councils to account and our local MPs to account, and we're seeing impact of that. But what we also have is local publications, national commentary and international commentary from people in those regions. And it's really liberating, and it's really fun to bring through all those different voices, including a students program with local universities, and then getting all of this into an app as well, which is just our own universe and our own flavor. So, knackered as I am, having my last whiskey of the evening, I just wanted to come on and brag and chat to you all and hope that you all enjoy it too. Right. Okay. Good questions coming through. How can we buy the printed version? You can't. I'm sorry, you can't. We want to do that in future. At the moment, you can only get the digital one. The printed ones are gorgeous but we've only got it for the second version. My personal ambition is that at some stage, when new people sign up, they get the printed version of the first, second, third, fourth, and wherever up to is like a little bundle coming through your post, just for the sheer sort of like the artistic sort of fun of it, just to have that. But at the moment you can't, but that's something that we want to build up capacity to do. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, sorry, I've moved in a new house, working on wireless. I'll try and get the Ethernet connected so that we don't suffer from that. How do you read it if you haven't got the app? Well, all the articles from the Bylines Network are completely free. So look up Yorkshire Bylines or East Anglia Bylines or Kent Bylines or Sussex Bylines, whatever your nearest one is, and you can read them there. It's just, if you do have the app, it's a fun place that pulls it all together so that you can just see the articles that have come out in the last couple of hours or something like that. Question for you. Why were the Met allowed to investigate themselves? They have wrong on all levels. Right. So this is getting off the Byline network, the Gazette and the Bylines app. But yeah, I mean, what we're looking at here quite clearly, and lots of people are saying it openly now, is we're looking at a corrupt system in Britain. We're looking at lying, we're looking at corruption, and these are hard words to say. Like a few years back, we wouldn't dare say this because we'd think, us, British, no, like that's ridiculous that we should talk about our lying and corruption. But it is so blatant now that it happens between some of the top right-wing media and the government and some businesses and their business interests and friends, and also the police as well, and also to a degree some of the top civil service, because Sue Gray does have quite a blemished career in terms of advice she's given. It just all feels very sordid, and it is something that we have to tackle. Yeah, right. I don't know, shower gel. It's like the freshiest, mintiest, or spiciest shower gel that I can get. I like shower gel, but often I will nick my girlfriend's conditioner as well, just to give it so it feels less knotty and it's smooth and all the rest. But I do need to get a haircut because I feel as though I'm starting to look a bit shabby. Thank you, thank you. It's nice to get that. It has been bloody hard work, enjoyable, but also bloody hard work because it's a big system that we're running. I mean, we've got hundreds of volunteers, right? Can't speak properly. Volunteers slash volunteer writers contributing to the Bylines Network, and all of you can as well. Just find your nearest one. If you've got an idea for an article, that's what it's about. It's a platform to make sure everyone's voices are involved in democracy, locally, nationally, internationally. So yeah, thanks so much. And everything we're doing in the core team is trying to get it into gazettes and presented beautifully, trying to get it into apps presented beautifully, trying to build up the social media around it so that what we're all saying as a community, what we're saying as individuals, and what we're saying as citizens and students and retired people is actually magnified. So we've got voices just like the main well-groomed political journos have, because that's what it should be about, voices for everyone. Right, I don't know what that one's about. No, you don't need a haircut, at least not a radical one. No, it'll be sort of trim mid-length. Thank you. It's amazing to see your passion and enthusiasm. Think a lot of people need to be really proud. Letting important. Yeah. So I do feel proud of what we're doing, and I do feel constantly passionate. And also things frustrate me from time to time, and I get upset. But when I have a good rant, or when I do a video, then often I get a lot off my chest, and then I go to bed and sleep like a baby. But part of all of that is the fact that I feel as though we've got a big team. I feel as though we've got a big community. I feel as though the majority of the nation now feels largely as we do. And so when I do a video, it goes down well. And, our Bylines Network, for example, has got millions and millions of reads, even though it's 2 years old. And that's just all of our community and all of new people writing and putting it out there because it works. Talking to each other sort of works. This kind of citizen journalism works. So, and all of those messages are getting through, and it's a narrative controlled by us in collaboration, in discussion with each other, rather than a narrative controlled by the weird and corrupt kind of power brokers that run, for example, the Daily Mail and think it's appropriate to have 14 headlines on the trot about Keir Starmer and Beergate just to try and balance it out with Boris Johnson's abject corruption. It's bizarre, and it's lovely to actually really be building an alternative to that and feed off all of the energy of people that chip into it. Like the artist that does these, like Sir Stand Up, also called Malcolm, and Jason, who lays out all of these pieces, they put their love into it. And Louise as well, who is the engine behind everything Bylines. Before you get into Byline Times, where you've got Peter and Stephen and Hardy, we've got a lovely community here. And so it's a blessing to be involved with it. And the fact that some of you are sitting here and listening to me prattle all night long after I've had a whiskey or two, that's a lovely thing about community too. Right, what else have you been saying? Not more hair comments, come on. What does the app look like? Right, okay, fine. Good one. I will just pull it up on my phone and show you on my phone. So here is the app, the Bylines app. And when you open it up, oh, let's go back to, this is the main list. I don't know if you can see it. So basically all the different channels you've got are here and you can jump into them. So let's jump into Byline Times. And these are all the most recent Byline Times articles. Similarly, if you go back, you can look at Byline TV and all the most recent videos on YouTube. Go back and let's look at Central Bylines representing the Midlands. These are the most recent articles, and you can, pull it down to make it fetch the most recent articles and all the rest. But then at the top, you've got all channels, and that's just your lovely mix and match from East Anglia Bylines, Northwest Bylines, Central Bylines, all in a stream of what's coming out of all of those at this point in time. So that's how the app works. And then you can just click on any of them and jump through to that actual article. Agree, then here's the article. So that's what it's about. That's what it looks like. I will not give up. Oh, oh, really? Well, greetings from little old London to Big Apple. Will there be podcasts? Okay, so yes, what we have at the moment is we have Byline Radio. And so that has done some podcasts. There have been Byline podcasts, but Byline Radio is building up to do more and more interactive presentation and chat sessions on Twitter using that new Twitter feature, and is actually looking to build up a radio program as well. So the idea is that as we go forward, we really enrich this community by having Byline Times, the Bylines Network, which is all the regional ones, Byline TV, Bylines Radio, Bylines Festival, where you can come along and, chat to all of us and have all of that interaction so that it's physical and so forth and so on. So you really cover all the bases there. So yes, that's definitely being built up at the moment. Is there a cost for any of this? For the app, no. The app's free, and also for any of the articles in any of the 8 regional publications of the Bylines Network, that's all free. We provide that to you. If you would like the Bylines Gazette, then that costs you £2 a month to get this monthly thing online. And that's basically a sort of like sponsor us thing, because we're doing all of this on a shoestring. That's the only cost, is if you want to support what we're doing, and I encourage you to do so. What's this? I've never ranted about a government so much before, and I'm a 72-year-old granny. I never knew about the app, but wanted to get involved in changing things somehow. Then write. Where are you in the country? Are you in Leeds? Then you can write for Yorkshire Bylines. Are you in Newcastle? Write for Northeast Bylines. Are you in Manchester? Write for Northwest Bylines. Are you in London? In which case we don't have a Bylines covering that at the moment, but nevertheless, get in touch with one of them, your nearest one, probably Sussex, and write for them. If you want to have your say, the whole idea of this is not that you should follow us and support us and all that kind of jazz. It's rather, we've built this for you to have your voice so that you can campaign on or talk about the issues that you care about. So the thing that you can do is get in touch with your nearest Bylines and write. Or if you're not comfortable with writing, then there's lots of events that go on with this, or donate and get this, be part of this. Follow us on social media, chat with us on social media. It's all about community building. That's how we take our country back to a sensible, rational country. It would be great to have all media linked in one app. That's what we do, but only with the Byline and Bylines stuff. With Guardian, Independent, and all the rest, we don't link that in because we're trying to create a world based on our own standards and not have it flooded out by the mainstream media stuff. Thank you for beginning to lead it, and hopefully the rest of the country. That's just a bit of cry. Thank you. It's always lovely to do a video thinking it's going to be a short video, but then getting caught up in the back and forth chat and people saying lovely things. So that's hugely appreciated. Festival, okay, the Bylines Festival was a couple of months back, and that was in London. It used to be in the southwest of England, and it may be again. Cornwall's a bit far for most people to get to. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's you want Bylines Radio because you don't trust BBC Radio, and yeah, I mean the BBC is held aggressively by the government because they know that the BBC is such a vast channel and influences so many people. It's good to keep an eye on that or an ear on that, but at the same time, you do need a place that you can call home where people talk sense to your mind and you can build up your understandings because of it and or thanks to it or with the contribution of it. And that's what we're trying to build up here with like-minded people. Hold on a sec. Someone said, refreshing to see some non-biased news. I would just like to say that there is no news that is not biased. Some is clearly more outrageously biased than others, but all of us have our natural biases and our natural inclinations. The thing is to get news that actually genuinely and fairly and robustly educates you so that you're not going out into the world and spouting out things that are clearly disprovable and so forth and so on. So we've all got our own bias, we've all got our own slant, we've all got our own preferences about what we think are the most important things in society and the world. So no news is non-biased, but what we try really to do here in this community is make sure that we do have high editorial standards to make sure everything that we say checks out. We're clearly blatantly pro-EU and we're blatantly pro-progressive, and we've clearly got our own slants, but we want to do that in a way that stands up to the test of giving it a good knock, and also make sure that it's both entertaining and educational. Right, I'm going to wrap this up soon because I can see the audience dropping and people fading, as you should do. You're welcome, you're welcome. Thanks so much for the feedback. That's an excellent price. I'm in. Feel free to give more. But yeah, please just do a little bit to contribute, because you can see the massive amount of work that goes into this, largely from volunteers as well. That's how we can run such a big operation, such a tight budget, because people are pouring in their hearts. And so many talented people are being volunteers on this. And when I say talented, I really do mean it. Okay, Buckinghamshire, West England Bylines, we've got you covered. Excited, we've sorted it. I don't know what that in reference. Good night from Rome. Good night to Rome. Lovely to hear from you, and lovely to have that broad catchment. Thanks. I'm in Scotland. We're trying to get Scotland Bylines to you. Amazing. Hit the Daily Express page with facts. Yeah. Daily Express is something really interesting. I'll do something on it later at some point in the future. Incidentally, you should know there's lots of people that write for the Daily Express that don't believe in the Daily Express. They think the Daily Express are getting things wrong, but they're getting paid to write for it. And one of the funny things is about the Daily Express, and this is going to be my wrap-up comment. Not a lot of people know this, but there's a lot of articles written for the Daily Express by people who are anti-Tory or really Tory resistant and also pro-EU, and they write articles that are factual and sometimes really leaning towards the EU or really leaning away from the Tory party, but then it has to get checked by their editors, and the editors put a spin in the headline that makes it seem really anti-European, or really anti-Labour or progressives or whatever. And so you see an article slagging off the EU, and then you click on it and you read the text and you think, actually, that seems quite flattering to the EU. What the hell is this dynamic? And that's where it comes from. And I know this because I know people who write for the Express. Isn't that funny? Because it actually means that it captures some of those more Brexit inclined people who like the look of a title, and then because of that title click through to the article and then actually read stuff which flatly disappoints them and educates them about the benefits of being internationalist and progressive. So there you go, a little take-home thing for your friends and family. Right. I've got to skedaddle now. It was lovely catching all of you again. Main message is, please, if you've got a Mac or an iPhone, download the Bylines app. It's taking off at the moment. It's fantastic to get more downloads. Check it out. Tell us what you think of it, because it will go through more stages of revision. That's number one. Download the Bylines app. Number two is Google search Bylines Gazette. That will take you to the page, Bylines Gazette. Google search that, and please just subscribe to the Gazette for £2 a month. £2 a month. That's less than the price of a coffee here in London. Jesus. And then you get all of this unique and beautiful artwork and layout, and it's just a work of art. You get that digitally every month, and then you know that you're supporting us as well, and that's massively helpful to keep us going. So get stuff for free with the Bylines app, get stuff almost for free with the Bylines Gazette, and help us out a ton, because it's amazing how this is taking off, and it's amazing what it does to support all of our community here and to support voices like yours and your friends and other people in your community whose voices should be heard. And that's enough of my promo blah for tonight. I'm going to have another whiskey now, and but what are you guys even talking about? Right, I'm gonna have to go through these comments later. All right, fine, okay, but I'm going to sign off now and have a look through these comments. So good night, everyone. Take care. Please do those two things, and I'll catch you again soon.